located over Romeoville, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. The National Weather Service in Chicago has issued a tornado warning for Central Will County in northeastern Illinois, southeastern Cook County in northeastern Illinois until 11:15 a.m. At 10:36 a.m., severe thunderstorms capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight-line wind damage was located over Lockport, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to windows and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. These dangerous storms will be near Orland Park and Homer Glen around 10:40 a.m. Tingley Park, Mokina, and Frankfort around 10:45 a.m. Oak Forest, Madison, Country Club Hills, and Frankfort Square around 10:50 a.m. Chicago Heights, Park Forest, Homewood, Hazel Crest, Richmond Park, Markham, Flossmere, Glenwood, and Olympia Fields around 10:55 a.m. Other locations in the path of this tornadic thunderstorm include Lansing, Harvey, Steger, Sauk Village, Winwood, Ford Heights, and Thornton. Boulder Zones, tornado warning. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. This cluster of thunderstorms is capable of producing tornadoes and widespread significant wind damage. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. A tornado warning remains in effect until 11:15 a.m. for northeastern DuPage and east central Cook counties. At 10:37 a.m., a severe squall line capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight-line wind damage was located over Oak Brook, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, tornadoes. One tornado may be developing over Downers Grove with another over Glendale Heights. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. These dangerous storms will be near Chicago, Cicero, Berwyn, Oak Park, Austin, Melrose Park, Maywood, Brookfield, Westchester, and LaGrange around 10:45 a.m. Other locations in the path of this tornadic thunderstorm include West Town, South Lawndale, Bridgeport, Logan Square, Humboldt Park, near West Side, Brighton Park, New City, East Garfield Park, Chicago Loop, Lincoln Park, Navy Pier, north of the island and near North Side. Boulder Bells, tornado warning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. Heavy rainfall may hide this tornado. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. Take cover now. This cluster of thunderstorms is capable of producing tornadoes and widespread significant wind damage. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 11:15 a.m. for Central Will, southern DuPage, and southeastern Cook counties. At 10:38 a.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Glen Ellen to Lockport to near Manhattan, moving east at 60 miles per hour. This line has a history of producing extensive wind damage. These are destructive storms for central and southern portions of the Chicago metropolitan area. Hazard, 80 miles per hour with gusts. Source, trained weather spotters. Numerous reports of 80 to 85 miles per hour winds. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. Locations impacted include Orland Park, Tinley Park, Downers Grove, Oak Forest, New Lenox, Palmer Glen, Brookfield, Mokina, Frankfurt, Palos Hills, Chicago, Cicero, Oak Lawn, Berwyn, Midway Airport, South Lawndale, Burbank, Blue Island, Park Forest, Homewood, Chicago Heights, Roseland, Chicago Lawn, Bridgeport, Englewood, Harvey, Dolphin, Steger, Brighton Park, Chatham, Hammond, Calumet City, South Shore, Lansing, Munster, Hyde Park, and South Derry. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or small central room in a sturdy structure. This is an extremely dangerous situation with tornado-like wind speeds expected. Mobile homes and high-profile vehicles are especially susceptible to winds of this magnitude and may be overturned. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. These storms have the potential to cause serious injury and significant property damage. A tornado warning remains in effect until 11 a.m. for northwestern Will, southeastern DuPage, and southwestern Cook counties. At 10:40 a.m., a severe squall line capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage was located over Homer Glen, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Joliet, Naperville, Bolingbrook, Downers Grove, Romeoville, Woodridge, Lockport, New Lenox, Palmer Glen, Mokina, Lamont, Burridge, Westmont, Lisle, Darien, Crest Hill, Willowbrook, Willow Springs, Galt Park, Preston Heights, and Fairmont. Heavy rainfall may hide this tornado. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. Take cover now. This cluster of thunderstorms is capable of producing tornadoes and widespread significant wind damage. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. For your protection, move to an interior room on the building. The following is a special marine warning from the National Weather Service. A special marine warning remains in effect until 12:15 p.m. For the following areas: nearshore waters from Winthrop Harbor to Calumet Harbor, nearshore waters from Calumet Harbor to Michigan City, open waters from Winthrop Harbor to Michigan City out to Mid-Lake. At 10:41 a.m., severe thunderstorms capable of producing waterspouts were located along a line extending from 9 nautical miles northeast of Elgin to 9 nautical miles southwest of Midway Airport to 7 nautical miles southeast of Joliet, moving east at 50 knots. Hazard, waterspouts and wind gusts in excess of 65 knots. Source, radar indicated. Impact, waterspouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Boats could suffer significant structural damage in high winds. Small craft could capsize in suddenly higher waves. In addition, rapid large fluctuations in water levels are possible after these storms pass. Severe thunderstorms will be near Monroe Harbor, Wilmington Harbor, Monroe Harbor, 31st Street Harbor, Calumet Harbor, Harrison Beaver, Cribb, Burnham Harbor, Belmont Harbor, Jacksonport Harbor, and Diversey Harbor around 11 a.m. Indiana Harbor around 11:05 a.m. Burns Harbor and Marina Shores at Dune Harbor around 11:20 a.m. Michigan City around 11:30 a.m. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 11:15 a.m. for Will, Kankakee, DuPage, and Cook counties. At 10:42 a.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Schaumburg to near New Lenox to near Lakewood Shores, moving east at 60 miles per hour. This line of storms has a history of producing extensive wind damage. Hazard, 70 miles per hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated. Thunderstorms capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight-line wind damage were located over Frankfurt Square, or over Frankfurt, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. These dangerous storms will be near Munster and Dyer around 10:55 a.m. Chernobyl, Highland, Griffith, and St. John around 11 a.m. Marylebone and Crown Point around 11:05 a.m. Other locations in the path of this tornadic thunderstorm include Hobart, Whitfield, and Lakes of the Four Seasons. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. This cluster of thunderstorms is capable of producing tornadoes and widespread significant wind damage. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. The tornado warning for northeastern DuPage County is canceled. The tornadic thunderstorm which prompted the warning has moved out of the warned area. Therefore, the warning has been canceled. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until 2 p.m. for northeastern Illinois. A tornado warning remains in effect until 11:15 a.m. for central and southeastern Cook counties. At 10:47 a.m., a severe squall line capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage was located over Frankfurt Square, or over Madison, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. These dangerous storms will be near Chicago Heights, Lansing, Park Forest, Homewood, Steger, Sauk Village, Swansea, Linwood, Glenwood, and Olympia Fields around 10:55 a.m. Phone bells, tornado warning. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Take cover now. To a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move 55 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of east central Cook County, including the following locations: West Lawn, West Maplewood, North Center, Greater Grand Crossing, West Garfield County, Oakland, West Elston, Avondale, North Lawndale, and Lower West Side. Phone bells, tornado warning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. Continuing behind the tornado. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. Take cover now. This cluster of thunderstorms is capable of producing tornadoes and widespread significant wind damage. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of the building. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 11:15 a.m. for Will, Kankakee, southeastern DuPage, and Cook counties. At 10:15 a.m., severe thunderstorms were located along the line extending from Lake to near St. John to near Mullen, moving east at 70 miles per hour. This line has a history of producing extensive wind damage. Hazard, 70 miles per hour with gusts. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Locations expected to include Chicago, Georgia, Central, Golden Hill, Oregon,
service chat, they will be releasing tornado warnings from our Illinois county. So we're still under that tornado warning for Cook County. Here as that storm is passing through right now. Our concentration now moving forward is going to be that line of storms that's moving through northwest Indiana, moving very quickly at that northwesterly line. So I'm going to go through them as well. Just to the north here of Lowell, we also have that north cell to the north of Crown Point. That is where we have that potential rotation there, as well as just to the east of Cannon and to the southeast of Chicago. So that will be moving towards Idaho, into Gary, and into the Atina area. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Ross and into Maryville. And then we also have that system, I should say, southern moving into Township, right along that's where we have that still moving. And then also near Orchard Grove. All of those areas still under that tornado warning, but you can see behind that, you can't see it, we are having some issues with our radar right now. But behind that, our warnings have been dropped in terms of tornado warnings, but we still have severe thunderstorm warnings in the wake of this system. So right now, if you're just joining us, we're showing some pictures on our screen of that storm as it moves into the Roselle area, but we are concerned now about a tornado warning in Lake County as well as in Dade County. That Lake County tornado warning is in effect until 11:30. These storms are moving about 60 to 70 miles per hour, so those are picked up pace fairly quickly here. And then we also have that tornado warning in effect for Porter County until what we're talking about. We have that potential of some very strong straight line winds in addition to that tornado threat right now. So that line is moving through the Crown Point area and into the Winfield area, Maryville, Ross, and Eagle Creek area in northwest Indiana, in Lake County there, areas like Valparaiso, Chesterton, Boone. You should be in a safe location because this storm is moving really quickly as well. In addition to that, we have additional severe thunderstorm warnings that have been issued surrounding that, and that's because there has been that rotation indication on our radar. We have seen those very strong straight line winds and reports of very strong straight line winds as well. We're now seeing within that severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for Kankakee, Will County, mainly we're talking about 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts or more. Now we have that hazard of 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That is a caveat in that severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. But if you're just joining us, we still have this tornado warning in effect for Lake County, as well as a tornado warning for Porter County. Those are the most concerning locations right now. Severe thunderstorm warning also in effect for Kankakee, Lake Newton, and Will County. A little bit to the north still, we're keeping an eye on the city of Chicago. That tornado warning, we're told, is going to be dropped shortly here. But for now, still in effect for the city of Chicago, at least for the next few minutes. 11:15 is when that's set to expire. We've really seen that main line move through, and that's really progressing into Porter County now. That's how quickly that line is moving. Tornado warnings in effect, though. If you're just joining us, for a portion of Cook County until 11:15, including the city of Chicago, as well as Lake County, northwest Indiana, and into Porter County in northwest Indiana as well. Morgan?
Yeah, if you're just joining us, if you're in the Maryville, Crown Point area, there's very likely a tornado that's going to be on the ground and moving over I-65 shortly. We very likely had a tornado near St. John and Lansing area in northwest Indiana. We do not have a visual on that in terms of on the ground, but we do have some indications on what's called correlation coefficient. It's basically a radar scan we can use, and it gives us an idea if debris is being wafted into the atmosphere. We did see indications that debris was being wafted into the atmosphere near St. John and Lansing, so that would be moving between Maryville and Crown Point and would be moving over I-65. I'm actually going to skip the scan and go down to the next one. There it is. Maryville to Crown Point areas where we've got to keep an eye on a potential tornado on the ground here, moving over I-65. Indications of debris being wafted in the atmosphere is a way that we confirm tornadoes. So once we see that, once we see debris wafted on our radar, it means we say that's a confirmed tornado. It's not just radar indicated rotation. So Crown Point, Maryville, if you're on I-16, you should not be on I-65 of this tornado. You need to be in a basement right now. Lake Station as well, Lake of the Four Seasons area, Winfield as well. But again, immediate concern would be that kind of area. I know we don't have a whole lot of towns right there, but Maryville to Crown Point over I-65 here, and then it's moving east. So Hobart, Valparaiso, you would be up next. You are under a tornado warning in Lake County in northwest Indiana until 11:30. Porter County, you are basically, obviously this is moving into your county now, you are under the tornado warning until 11:45. This is screaming fast, and it's got wind gusts up over 100 miles per hour, which is extreme damage, even if it's not a tornado on the ground. I know I'm pinpointing this certain location between Crown Point and Maryville, but this entire line, all the way up to Lake Michigan, stretching all the way down into this bright pink and bright white colors. That's indicative of 80 to 100 miles per hour wind gusts. We all remember that Lake Geneva storm earlier this summer where it moved over the lake. Those were 80 to 100 mile per hour wind gusts. So that's just an idea of how strong and how much damage these kinds of wind gusts can do, even if you don't have a tornado. It's still equivalent to the strength of a tornado or the strength of a low-end hurricane, right? It's just moving in a straight line. So immediate concern right now is going to be Crown Point, Maryville, I-65, Hobart, Lake of the Four Seasons, Valparaiso. You are under a tornado warning, and there is a confirmed tornado moving very quickly eastward, so you need to be in a basement. If you don't have a basement, you need to put as many walls between yourself and the storm as you possibly can. So interior most room, away from windows, away from doors. Again, and if you're not under a tornado and you're just, I shouldn't say just, but you're under these 90, 100 mile per hour winds, I can blow all windows too. So you still need to be in your basement or into your interior most room. Area in northwest Indiana, Lake Station, all the way down to Winfield and Eagle Creek, kind of under the gun for some of the stronger parts of this tornado warning at this point, this line of thunderstorms. Anywhere from 80 to 100 miles per hour wind gusts, as well as a potential tornado on the ground. We have that looks like 70 mile per hour wind gusts being reported in parts of Jasper County, St. John area, 80 mile per hour wind gusts, and again, likely a tornado is headed in that area. So I'm going to go through a couple of these radar scans just so you can see it in motion, where that storm is currently sitting. Northwest Indiana, I-65, Lowell, Winfield, Hobart, Gary, Boone, you would be up next, Valparaiso, Liberty, all under this tornado warning and all kind of in the immediate concern. We're going to see these brightest colors. It's almost keening out a little bit because it's whitish, orangish even, and that's because our color table is almost being keyed out because these winds are so strong. Gary, Ross, where you get that 80-90 interchange, 80-94 interchange in northwest Indiana. Maryville, these are all locations that are kind of our immediate concern right now. New Chicago, Hobart, Valparaiso, Lake of the Four Seasons. You need to be in your basement or at the very least have as many walls between you and this tornado as possible. I want to also show you the city of Chicago. We've kind of dropped most of these warnings at this point on the Illinois side. You got a little bit of lingering severe thunderstorm warning in northeastern Kankakee County, extreme southeastern Little County. Chicago, obviously, you had a thunderstorm out there. You're not under any warning now. That is now moved over the lake, at least the most concerning part of it. The most concerning part is now into northwest Indiana and Lake and Porter County. Lake County, Indiana, you are under this for another 15 minutes, but certainly seeing the strongest part of this moving to Porter County at this point. Porter County, you are under the tornado warning until 11:45. No surprise, they've now issued a tornado warning into what looks like LaPorte County in northwest Indiana. I know that's just outside of our area, but just a heads up, you are under the tornado warning there until noon. We do have a confirmed tornado earlier, within maybe 15 minutes ago at this point, near St. John and Lansing. That basically area of rotation would be headed toward the Hobart and Valparaiso area next. It would have moved over I-65 by now at this point between Maryville and Crown Point, and then just get right over here because this would be the area that we would have to watch for that. For any area of rotation we would have to keep an eye on, it would be along and now east of I-65, Winfield, Lake of the Four Seasons, Hobart, Valparaiso. I would even say Hebron, all the way south there has an area of rotation as well. But 80 to 100 miles per hour wind gusts. Alyssa?
In the chat, they are talking about potential for wind gusts about 100 to 120 miles per hour. which would cause structural damage for the entire Indiana Dunes area for the next 10 minutes or so. So if you're in the Indiana Dunes area, if you live near there, you definitely need to take cover. Overall, if you're just joining us, tornado warnings now in effect include most of northwest Indiana. We have Lake and Porter County, as well as LaPorte County now under that warning as well. Taking a wider look, that's really cleared out of the Illinois side. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning for a portion of Kankakee, but we're much more concerned about this straight line wind potential as it moves across into Porter County, Indiana right now. Where we've seen some potential for rotation along this line right near that Valparaiso area where we have that little inflow notch, and then further south we have seen that near Boone and Eagle Creek has been mainly straight line winds as we're looking at it now, but that's where we would see that potential of rotation, and near the Indiana Dunes is where we're concerned about as well for that 100 to 120 mile per hour wind gust. So that's moving towards the Burns Harbor area as well as Dunes Acres, Furnaceville, and into Chesterton. That's where we're expecting possibility of rotation, but also that potential of those straight line winds managing up to 100 and 120 miles per hour. So not only does that cause some widespread tree damage, that can cause structural damage. Really, once you're up to 80 miles per hour, that can cause some significant damage. So again, if you're just joining us, we have several tornado warnings that are in effect right now, mostly over northwest Indiana. That's just been dropped across Lake County, so now we're concentrated across that portion of Porter County and into LaPorte County in northwest Indiana. We are in effect until 11:45 for Porter County and in effect until noon for LaPorte County. And really, this line has picked up pace quite a bit. That was moving about 55 miles per hour. Now we've seen that moving closer to about 60 to 70 miles per hour. So if you are in any of these warned areas, you need to get to a safe location. Really, what we've seen along this line, not only that potential of rotation and a few confirmed tornadoes at this point, we also have those straight line winds. That's going to be really the primary threat as that system moves through just to the east, or just to the west rather, of Valparaiso. Moving to the east, we have that little notch that indicates some rotation, as well as near Blackhawk Beach and into the Liberty area. Crestville also, we're seeing that really, really strong indication of those straight line, bowing line winds moving through that area as well. House and into New Durham, that's where we're expecting that to continue to push. This is moving fairly quickly here. So as those storms move in, they're going to be out of here quickly, but potential of causing some significant damage. Again, there is concern for the Indiana Dunes area of those wind gusts up to 100 to 120 miles per hour. So if you live along I-94 near Burns Harbor and into the Indiana Dunes area, as well as Chesterton, you need to be in a safe location right now. Even those areas that are still under severe thunderstorm warnings on the backside of this edge, still the potential of some stronger winds sort of lingering for that as well, so something to be aware of. But right now, that main concern is going to be that line near the Burns Harbor area, down through Chesterton, crossing I-94, and into the Blackhawk Beach area, as well as Valparaiso, and down into the House area. That's where we're seeing that main line of those strong winds. Where we could be seeing a little bit of rotation is right near that Valparaiso area, and also near that Burns Harbor area that we're continuing to track. Again, if you're just joining us, two areas under tornado warnings right now. That includes Porter County and into LaPorte County in northwest Indiana. Morgan?
Yeah, we've got a massive swath of 80 to possibly 100 plus mile per hour wind gusts going on right now into northwest Indiana. The Chesterton area would be the immediate concern for the highest wind gusts, and those would be coming in at or over 100 miles per hour. We also have this area of rotation, potential tornado developing here near Valparaiso. It's kind of starting to get going basically right over where on your screen it says Valparaiso. That's what we're watching in terms of any tornadic development right now. But even if you're not seeing any rotation, a 100 mile per hour straight line is pretty much causing
Lake, Indiana County in northwestern Indiana, Central Porter County in northwestern Indiana, until 2:30 p.m. At 11:35 a.m., Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated thunderstorms producing rainfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour. Up to 2 inches of rainfall has occurred so far between Crown Point and Valparaiso. Additional rainfall amounts up to 1 inch are possible. Worsening of flood impacts is imminent. Hazard, flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source, radar and automated gauges. Impact, rapid onset flooding of creeks, streams, drainage ditches, streets, underpasses, low-lying areas, and other poor drainage areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Merrillville, Valparaiso, Hobart, Lakes of the Four Seasons, Winfield, Wheeler, Boone Grove, and Malden. A flash flood warning means rapid onset flooding is imminent or may already be occurring. Persons along creeks, drainage ditches, and other waterways should take immediate precautions to protect life and property.
Surprisingly, we have power, which is amazing. I figured go to the sides going off. I think so. We got some damage. Yeah, that was scary. We got a couple of trees down. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, we got this tree knocked down. Got this tree knocked down. That tree's knocked down. We got a couple of trees knocked down. That tree's knocked down. Oops, sorry. Excuse my finger. Yeah, it did some damage. Yank that sucker right up. This grass is so wet. Whoa! I just sunk into a puddle. Oh, it's flooded out over here. Holy crap, is it flooded out over here. Yeah, it eroded. Yeah, there's a tree down there. Boy, right here. That's knocked over. Well, anybody need a Christmas tree?
My dog is gonna miss this tree.
Yeah, that was a nice tree. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, these trees are dumb. Yeah. Crazy. taking a walk around to see what's going on. How much damage? And we have a tree on the house. There's a tree on the house. Yeah, it just goes to show you. Look at that. Holy crap. There is a tree on the house. So this is the aftermath of the storm. We got a couple of trees down. We got a tree down there. Some branches down here. That had to be a good 85, 90 mile an hour wind that came through. I went and took cover because it was bad. Yeah, there's a tree down there. Down there. A little bit of stuff here. Carnage. And Lord knows what other damage is around. That's a big boy. Got some down limbs here. Thankfully no trees came down. A lot of branches though, and the trees that did not survive. We'll check on my weather station. Well, it looks like my weather station's still standing. But it did blow it sideways. This thing was, once upon a time, supposed to face south. And yeah, and it got completely turned. I got some down branches back here. Some down branches. People don't realize straight line winds can be just as bad as tornadoes. That thing's leaning over. Oh wow. Chairs got blown around in the gazebo. Surprisingly, the hanging baskets are still standing, which is weird because the last storm we had, the hanging baskets came down. So I don't know. But yeah, this thing's definitely leaning over. Got some down stuff down here. That's just, that got flipped over. But yeah, this storm is pretty nasty.